Hi guys, I hope you are doing well. Along this video, we are going to analyze the Bitcoin and the Ethereum, and we are going to use algorithmic trading in order to check if the Bitcoin gonna go up or gonna go down. And similarly, we are going to do exactly the same for the Ethereum. I hope you are ready, and let's get started. In order to analyze the Bitcoin and the Ethereum, we are going to use a simple algorithm which is called the moving average. The concept of the moving average is to analyze the average value on the certain period of time, let's say a period of time which, let's say, t equal 5 days, another period of time which is going to be t equal 20 days. And what we are going to do, we are going to draw these curves along the actual data, let's say the 5 days moving average and here the 20 days, in order to catch at which moment over the time you should short or you should keep your shares. That's very simple. For instance, let's say you have your data. Let's draw in black the actual data. Let's say you have your data which is doing that, up, a small decrease. Let's say that's the price of your shares. And what you're gonna do here, like that's gonna be the 5 days moving average, which is gonna be close to the actual data. And you're gonna take an extended period, which we're gonna say, let's say 20 days. And what's gonna happen, like each time when you're gonna be above the red line, that's gonna mean that let me draw it. That's something like very like average what I have done right now, but essentially each time when you see that the blue, that's MA5 is going above the MA20, in red that's MA20. Each time when you see that MA5 is going above the MA20, what's gonna happen, that means that that's time to buy. Here you buy, and here you sell. Here you buy, and here you sell. That's a technique which is very well known by a lot of traders. That I believe, like if you go in any desk, in any trading desk, you will see that most of traders are using the moving average in order to check if that's the right time to buy or to sell. That's not the only indicator, but I believe that's one of the best indicators to use in terms of trading. And mainly, like the moving average is working very well with cryptocurrencies. For instance, like on the previous video we have used for the cryptocurrencies. On the previous videos we have seen how to use the Bollinger Band. And by experience, if you want to trade on cryptos such as Ethereum, Bitcoin, Ripple, etc., the Bollinger Band doesn't work very well. The best way to trade, and I'm talking to you by experience, you can backtest it, but if you look at it, like we're gonna make a live demonstration and you will be able to see by yourself how powerful is it to use moving average and exactly what we are going to do. Yeah, so today we are the 18th January 2020, and we are going to use the moving average in order to analyze if the Bitcoin gonna go up or down in the next days. And similarly for the Ethereum, we are going to analyze Ethereum if the Ethereum is going to go up or down. Okay, I hope you are ready, guys, and we can start this video. Okay, let's check if, okay, we are going to start by importing our raw packages. Let's check, this looks to be an error. Okay, perfect. We gonna start by, okay, let's save. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we're gonna start by importing our raw packages, which are NumPy and Pandas. Once we have imported our packages, we are going to use Yahoo Finance in order to get cryptocurrency data, and we're gonna define the start and end dates, which are we're gonna use the 1st of July, but you can go even before in terms of data, or you can go after. Or let's say we're gonna use the 15th of July, which is my birthday, and execute this line. Yeah, until today. And what we're gonna do, we are going to call the data using Yahoo Finance API. If you remember well, what we're gonna do, we are going to call this data, and if you remember, that's yf.download, and we're gonna have to select the ticker. Yeah, I let you take a look at the video on how to get live market data for cryptocurrencies. And what we're gonna do, we are going to use the start date and the end date. You essentially, like, you can use the moving average per period, but I recommend you to use it per day. Here in this live trading session, what we are going to do, we are going to analyze the Bitcoin and the Ethereum, but like not like for a swing trading session, but much more like on 5-15 days trading. Okay, let's continue. Okay, we have defined the start and end date and interval of 1 day. Let's execute. Let's take a look to the data. Okay, now that we have the data, what we're gonna do, we are going to essentially how the moving average is working. In order to get the moving average, you're gonna need to have the average price of the last 5 days, and the price, let's say we're starting on the 1st of January, you're gonna have like different price, and the price at the day 5 gonna be the average of this price. For instance, like the MA5 price gonna be here up, and at the day 6 that's gonna be the average of everything, which means that's gonna be a little bit higher. At the day 7, like you have like this day where you had a down, which means you're gonna have the average is gonna be a little bit lower, etc., and like that's going this way, and you're gonna have like your moving average. That means that what we are going to ask Python to do, we are going to ask Python to give us a rolling of the last 5 days. Okay, data MA5, yeah, moving average 5, data close. We are going to use the closing price and use a rolling period of 5 days. You can change, you can take another period. I'm giving you these dates because I'm giving you like this rolling period because by experience, yeah, if you go back on the whiteboard, yeah, let's take a blue screen. Yeah, essentially, yeah, by experience, if you trade on the stock, and that's only by experience on what's working well, and after talking with different traders at work, and I confirm this point with Sammy. Essentially, if you want to trade on stock, like one rule which is very interesting is to use 21 days, like for your first rolling period, 21 days, and cross it with the 50 days. That's something which is very, very interesting. Sorry, not days, session. And here that's session. That's something which is working very well. But concerning the crypto, because the crypto has much more volatility, what is most interesting to do is to use the last 5 days. Because when you trade on crypto, the market is open 24/7. You can always buy crypto, whilst the stock it's open 5 days a week. That means that's why we are talking about session here and here about days. Yeah, 5 days and 20 days. Yeah, essentially, like the algorithmic trading rules might depend on which type of asset are you trading on. Here we are trading on cryptos, and that's interesting to use 5 days, 20 days, whilst you are trading on stock, 21 session, 50 session, gonna be more interesting. And I'm just talking by experience. But this type of strategies, you can backtest it. That has been backtested on Quantopian, but yeah, you can backtest this type of strategies if you want. But yeah, that's why along this video we are going to use 5 days, 20 days in order to check if after today, the 21 January 2021, if the Bitcoin have a tendency to go high or to go down. And we're gonna do the same for the Ethereum. Okay guys, I hope you're ready. This video is gonna be very exciting because the crypto is on fire at the moment. Okay, so in order to get the data, what you're gonna have to do, so it's gonna be, you're gonna have to define moving average 5 gonna be equal to data close rolling 5 dot mean. Okay, and you're gonna have to do exactly the same for the 20 days period, but the only thing which gonna change, that's gonna be the number 5, which means we are going to name it MA20 rolling 20 and the mean. And now if we execute and we take a look at the data, okay, perfect. Yeah, as you can see, after 5 days you're gonna have a value for the MA5 but not for the MA20 because it's the average of the 20 last days. Okay, if you have any question about the concept of moving average, feel free to ask me. You have a full video which is talking about moving average and you can take a look. And yeah, so we are going to continue on that in order to analyze the Bitcoin and the Ethereum, if that's a good asset to go up or to go down. Okay, what we're gonna do now, we are going to plot the data, which means we are going to declare the figure. Then we are going to use candlestick chart in order to get the data. Yeah, if you remember well, the candlestick you have to use X as an index. X is a date. Open, gonna have to select the open column, high, low, close. And on top of that, we are going to add 2 traces, which gonna be MA20 and MA5. Let's do that. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's define it in green. I predefine it in blue, but let's define it in green. Yeah, perfect. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I kept it in blue in order to have like the same as the sideboard, but that's gonna be more explicit in green, like as green signal. Okay, let's call this one moving average 20, and this one moving average 5 days. 20 days. Okay, and let's plot this graph. Let's plot this graph. Up, show, and execute. Okay, yeah, we should have imported Plotly for the data visualization. Up. Okay, let's see. Okay, great. Yeah, for instance, if you look at the moving average, okay, let's keep it in blue because that's gonna be, because like sometimes the green, okay, or let's keep it in green. Yeah, for instance, if you look at the moving average, what's happening right here, for instance. Yeah, as you can see here on the 2nd of September, like the red line, moving average 20 went above the green line, which means that was a selling signal, which means that's the right time to sell. And they crossed each other at this moment, which means like here was the right time to buy the Bitcoin on the October 8th. And since October 8th, we still have like a buying signal steadily. And what we're gonna do now, we are going to check what's happening in the last days. Okay, if you look at the graph here in the next days, that's gonna be very hectic, but that looks like is the right time to sell the Bitcoin. Definitely the right time to sell the Bitcoin. all the trend is going high is showing that the Bitcoin is now going down. And my main advice, as now today on the 18th of January, is to short the Bitcoin. Like, not yet, but as soon as we are crossing it, we're gonna have to short the Bitcoin. But so far, I strongly recommend you to not buy the Bitcoin. If you want to trade on 5-20 days period, that looks to be very interesting to close your position about the Bitcoin. Yeah. And now, just like in order, before to close this video, what we're gonna do, we're gonna just analyze the Ethereum and check what's gonna happen for the Ethereum. Yeah, now we have the data for the Ethereum. Let's re-execute the script. And okay, oof, this looks very interesting. Yeah, again, if you look what's happening right here, for instance, yeah. Each time when you see here the red line crossing it, that's time to sell. Here you sell. I guess you got the point. And here you buy. You buy here. You keep your Ethereum. You sell. You buy here. And let's look at what's happening here. Okay, wow. Okay. By another side, while you have to sell the Bitcoin, what does that mean now? That means that you have to buy Ethereum. Ethereum is still with a trend to go high. If you would be my student, I would highly recommend you to buy Ethereum right now. Like, or at least if you have some Ethereum, to keep your Ethereum, because that's looks to be a trend to go more and more higher in the next 5 to 20 days period. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making this analysis. If you want more of these videos, just let me know. I can do that on daily basis. Yeah, that's just taking me a little bit time for movie making, but if that's something that you like, I can definitely make it on daily basis. But like today on the 18th of January, I highly recommend you to buy Ethereum, whilst I recommend you to close your Bitcoin position. That looks to be, but let's be a little bit patient, but as soon as you cross this red line, you're gonna have to sell your Bitcoin. So far, if you have two conclusions to have on today is, first of all, in terms of plus, buy Ethereum, or hold it at least. But I would mainly tell you to buy, because if you look at it, the range is going to be higher. We're going down now, but like now the range is going to be higher, which means I would tell you to buy. And for the Bitcoin, let's put it in red. Yeah, for the Bitcoin, I want to tell you to between hold and sell. That looks like to be in between hold and sell. If I would be you, I would sell it for a short term and wait until we cross the other line. But these mathematical techniques look to be very simple, but they are super powerful, and you can just check it by yourself, like just by looking at the graph, how precise it is. If you look at it, like if you use these techniques, you will never fail. For instance, here, like, you know that's the right time to buy. You buy the Ethereum is going high, you sell the Ethereum here, you buy Ethereum here, and you take all the high, and you're making money. Okay, cool, guys. Okay, thanks for following this video. Thank you for your attention, and happy coding.